So today we are wrapping up our series, Holy, Holy Uprising. And our topic is Say Their Names. We honor and we acknowledge this Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day tomorrow is beyond being the unofficial start to summer and our pools opening and such. It has a deeper, more sacred meaning as well. So let's have a little history lesson, shall we? Memorial Day is a holiday that is observed in the United States on the last Monday of May, honoring those who died in service in the U.S. military. Originally, it was known as Decoration Day, as the tradition was to decorate the graves of the fallen soldiers with flowers and other memorabilia. And it originated in the years following the Civil War and became an official federal holiday in 1971.
Wow, it took that long to make it an official
Right.
holiday. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. So many Americans observe this weekend and this holiday by visiting cemeteries or memorials and laying those beautiful flowers and memorabilia down for those that have passed, as well as holding family gatherings. And it's an opportunity to be together, maybe participate in a parade and various traditions. And it also, this week, affords us the opportunity to honor and recognize and celebrate those who have made their transition in our own sphere, in our own sphere of world, of life, those of our families and friends. And last year, we chose during the time of COVID to do a sacred service, a music service, and a candlelighting service. And so we've created a beautiful ritual for you today as well, in keeping with that tradition. So we come together, we gather in community to hold the space for a powerful healing that comes when we create the space to grieve together, to mourn together as a community. And we use this opportunity to recommit to our values of not only being open and affirming, but also the inclusive value that honors and celebrates the diversity of all life.
All life.
And that cycle of life through birth and death, knowing that that cycle is eternal and that energy can never be destroyed. So we create a sacred space here today and acknowledge those who have made such an impact in our lives, as well as those have created an impact on the collective consciousness of humanity and the evolution of humanity, as we are calling forth that love revolution right here, right now, knowing that we are standing on the brink of this holy, holy uprising. And that through the many lives that we have lost in our collective, in our world over the past year or so, we stand together to heal together, to grow together, and to learn together, and to grieve together. For that is what community is for. And that is who we are here at Ahava, to be that place that you can show up wherever, whatever is going on in your life, to hold each other when we can't stand alone.
Yes, absolutely.
So we are here for you. And I'd like to share a story that comes from a blog of Paulo Coelho. A young man was standing in the middle of a town proclaiming that he had the most beautiful heart in the whole valley. A large crowd began to gather around, and they all wanted to admire his heart because it was perfect.
Perfect.
There was not a mark or a flaw in it. But an old man appeared to the front of the crowd, and he challenged this young man. He says, "Your heart is not nearly as beautiful as mine." The crowd and the young man looked at the old man's heart. It was beating strongly, but it was full of scars. It had places where pieces had been removed and others had been put in, and they didn't fit quite right. And there were several jagged edges. The young man looked at the old man's heart and just laughed. Like, what? You must be joking, comparing your heart with my heart? Mine is perfect, and yours is a mess of scars and tears. Yes, said the old man, yours is perfect looking. but I would never trade your heart for mine. You see, every scar represents a person to whom I have given my love. I tear out a piece of my heart and give it to them, and often they tear out a piece of theirs and give it to me, and it fits in those empty places in my heart. But because the pieces aren't exact, I have some rough edges. Sometimes I've given away pieces of my heart, and the other person hasn't returned a piece of their heart, and those are the empty gouges. Giving love is taking a chance. And although these gouges are painful, they stay open, reminding me of the love that I have for these people too. And I hope someday they may return and fill the space I have waiting. So, he says to the young man, do you now see what true beauty is? The young man stood silently, taking in what the older man had said, with tears running down his cheek. He walked up to the old man. He reached for his perfect young heart, and he ripped out a piece and offered it to the old man. The old man took his offering and placed it in his own heart. And then he reached for a piece of his scarred heart and placed it in the wound of the young man's heart. It fit, but not perfectly. There were some jagged edges. And the young man looked at his heart, not perfect anymore, but beautiful as ever. Ever since, the love of this old man's heart has flown into his. What I love about this story is it speaks to the fact that only love can break our heart. And yet, it's worth it. That's what makes us beautiful, the flaws and all. It's worth it because, to me, it's what it's all about. We are here to love and be loved, knowing that love is always the answer. So we're going to take this moment today to give ourselves the opportunity to remember and to reflect and to honor life, God, the divine, how it has shown up as each person in our lives, and how it has shown up through individuals, allowing their power and their story to live on in us as well. So, Reverend Soni.
Yes, it's all about, when you think about it, we don't do life alone. We don't. As much as sometimes we think we do, there's always someone contributing to our lives. And so, who are the individuals that have shaped and continue to shape your life? And in what ways does this occur? Whose life is affected by you? Think about this. How do you affect other people's lives? And in what ways are you impacting their lives? Not just children, although certainly children are so important, because they're given in our hands to love them and to teach, kindness and love and beauty. So, but also our family members, our neighbors, our community members, the world as a whole. Last week we talked about some of the stories that go around that, on the internet that are not coming from life-affirming stories.
Yes.
They're not life-affirming stories. So all of this to say that there's always been someone in your life, whether you knew it or not, maybe somebody simply praying for you. So what we want to do is I'm going to invite everybody we're going to do a small meditation. I'm going to invite Reverend Rainbow to light this candle that represents all those who still live in our heart, those that we have lost, those who have influenced our lives. So I invite you in this moment to simply, if you're comfortable and you're not driving, to close your eyes and drop into that heart space. That place of eternality that place where you know Spirit exists as you. The temple, the well of our souls, calling us deeper and deeper and deeper to this holy, holy uprising. I invite you to take some deep, releasing breaths in and out. Perhaps lifting your arms as you take your breath in all the way above your head and then gently coming down, releasing your breath. Doing it again. Lifting your arms as your breath comes in, all the way above your head, and releasing your breath and your arms in prayer position. Let's do that one more time. Breath in, hands above your head, and releasing your breath, coming down in prayer position. And now just allow your mind to drift as we take this small journey together in this moment. I invite you to drop into your childhood, your early childhood. Maybe you're around 5 years old. And I invite you to recall in your heart the hand that you held as a child. And how did that hand that you held make an impact on your life? What were the words of wisdom that you may have embodied as a child? And now I invite you to say their name out loud. And now we move the clock forward a little bit more. As we go into high school, I invite you in your mind's eye to recall someone in high school, whether it be a teacher or a peer or your parents, a sibling. But whose hand did you hold as a teenager? And how did they impact your life? Do they have a place in your heart? And it can be more than one. But I invite you now to say their name out loud. And now we move on, advancing in time again to adulthood, 20s, 30s. Whose hand do you hold now? Perhaps it is your spouse or your partner. Maybe it's your own child. Your parents. Perhaps it's someone you work with, or a neighbor, a family member. But whose hand do you hold now? How have they impacted your life? Do they still reside in your heart? And now I invite you to say their name out loud. And continuing to move on past the 40s into the 50s. Whose hand do you hold now? Is it still your beloved, your partner, your spouse, a family member? Is it your own teenager? Who now are you saying goodbye to? Whose hand are you holding? Who are you saying hello to? How have they impacted your life? And how have you impacted theirs? And now I invite you to say their name out loud. And as we continue to move on, with those of you moving on to the 60s and the 70s and beyond, the 80s, whose hands do you hold now? Whose hands have you had to release, say goodbye to? What new hands are emerging in your life that you're holding on to? How have you influenced their life? And how have they influenced yours? I invite you now to say their name out loud, whether it be one or many. And now I invite you to move into that place of light where there is only light, there is only energy. And I invite you in this moment to recall all of those individuals who have impacted your life and you have impacted theirs. And perhaps in this moment, a word of gratitude. Say their names out loud. I thank you, Mother. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. You will always live in my heart. And I invite you in this moment to simply repeat after me, whether out loud or silently. Today, I commit to honoring those upon whose shoulders I stand. I commit to honoring those who are my ancestors, be they family, a spiritual tradition, I honor my community. I honor my life and those who have come and gone in my life, but left an indelible mark upon my soul. Thank you for your name is etched upon my heart. And I honor you in every way. So I invite you in this moment to stay with this inward journey, allowing your breath to guide you and revive you as we go into prayer, knowing that there is only one place, one mind, one source of all. And I know this source to be life eternal, life everlasting. I know this place as spirit, as the universe, as God, as Buddha, as Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, whatever it may be, Krishna, Shakti. But I know that it is the truth of me that I am the place where God shows up, that I am the expression of the one in the world. And so I know that this source that I speak about is creating right here and right now, every minute, every second of every day, creating out of itself only what is like itself, the one mind. And as I know this to be the truth of the source, I know and I am steeped in the very essence that it is the truth of me and each and every person within the sound of my voice. And I know this source as love, as freedom, as joy, as abundance and prosperity. I know it as oneness and power, clarity, creativity, all these things. Yet it is no thing, it simply is that which is. And so it is from that place of truth, that place of knowingness, that I speak my word for this community. I speak my word for my ancestors. I speak my word knowing that as I lay down my word, that it is indeed God expressing as me. And so I know right here and right now, as we cherish and love and remember from that place of heart and more heart, that place where those names are etched upon our heart, I know as we remember that we never forget. For our lives are never alone. For our creativity, for the life that we've created for ourselves, knowing that in back of all things, we are supported and loved and cherished by the hands that we hold. And so I know this day, this Memorial Day, that as many of us take flowers to our beloveds, that there is a bloom within the heart that will always be there for our beloveds. As we open up and create this beautiful, amazing space to remember the hands that we hold, the new ones that will come into our lives, and the ones that have left. I stand in the power of love, standing in the power of eternality, standing in the power of joy for my family, for our family, for all families. As I pass my word to Reverend Rainbow.
And I take a deep breath of love and gratitude. So grateful to accept this word that has been spoken. So grateful to know that love is here now. And all that has transpired in our lives, and all those who have made an impact on our lives, and those that we have made an impact on their lives, we hold in our heart this day with love, with gratitude, allowing our heart to grow and expand, embracing all those jagged edges, embraces all those rips and tears and places where we have given and where we have received. Knowing all of this creates the fullness of life. And that love is the very essence beating our heart right here, right now. So I open up to this field of gratitude, basking in the love and the joy and the peace that is right here, right now. With a deep breath, a full acceptance, I release this word now into the law that always says yes, 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 my beloved. It is done. It is so. And so it is.
So it is.